What's going on YouTube? GZTV back with another video, and in this video we are going to be talking about the NBA action from tonight. Yeah, 7 basketball games. We're gonna go through it all. My Celtics played. I wish they had it tonight because, my goodness, what is happening in Boston? We still have a 750 win percentage. I'm very, very satisfied with that, of course. But there have definitely been some games where we just haven't really played amazing basketball. I'm not going to say we played like trash, but playing the Clippers tonight, the Clippers are a good basketball team. I'm not going to doubt that. I think they're good. I think they're a damn good basketball team. But Kawhi Leonard and Paul George lead the Clippers over the NBA best Celtics. They won by 20. And the Celtics aren't looking like the NBA best tonight. That is kind of the issue. PG, great scoring. Kawhi Leonard, his best scoring night of the season, his best rebounding night of the season. I thought this man isn't even to 100%. I was saying that as I was watching the game, and Kawhi came I was confident in our team. He's like, dude, Kawhi's not 100%. We can win this game, and he just comes out and has probably the best night of his season so far. Now, obviously, he's coming off of injuries. Kawhi's done so much more in his career than this. And this is just the start of what could possibly be a late MVP push. I'm not gonna overreact. I'm not doing that. It could possibly turn into that. I could see that arc out of Kawhi here, as we move through the season. Best team in the league, and they won. Gotta give him credit. John Wall was hitting some shots. Blake Griffin trying to turn into vintage Blake Griffin, but with that dunk. And he actually changed the rules. It's really interesting. Blake Griffin changed the rules damn near of offensive fouls. You can't go up anymore and put your hand out and dunk it. Blake Griffin used to be able to do that from 2010 to 2015. You're not able to do that anymore, and I think it's because of Blake Griffin. And he tried to do it again. They didn't call anything, which was interesting, but yeah. Jaylen Brown was hitting some shots. Jason Tatum, no doubt, was he playing hard? Pause. He was playing. He was playing. He was trying. He put a lot of effort into this game. It's just, was he playing smart? Not really. And I don't think Jason Tatum even played bad. 20 points and 11 rebounds. Obviously, the shooting percentages are a completely different story, but he was at least able to produce something. We're in a day in the NBA, the game is progressing. People are getting faster with things. People are getting more shots up. The percentages are going to go down. It's a higher volume of offense here. Jaylen Brown, though, 21 points. He ended with 60% from the field. Man, Derek White kind of struggled in this one. I wasn't sure what was happening. He only played 15 minutes. I think that might be a problem. I'm not going to lie. He shot 33% from 3, but he only shot 33% from the field as well, only taking 3 points and an assist in 15 minutes. If we would have played him more, and he's had games like this isn't unattainable for Derek White, but given how our star players played, he would have probably had to put up 20 to 25 points for them to win, which obviously, according to his averages, isn't really possible. The guy's averaging 10 points a game, but yeah, let's just take a look at the Clippers here. 25-point performance. When Kawhi puts up points, he's going to do it efficiently. 25 points with 67% three-point shooting. Paul George isn't that much different. 26 for him, 40% three-point shooting. Pretty scrappy offensive game. Some of the guys didn't really get going until late into that game, so it is what it is. Heat, Pacers, speaking of defense, very defensive game here with this one. Jimmy Butler's late flurry helps the Heat put away the Pacers. They win by 5. Eric Spoelstra in the postgame, he thought they turned it around, and they did it at just the time they needed. Now, man, the Heat are not a good team, and they're playing an okay Pacers team. This Pacers team ain't doing bad, but they won, man. That's all that matters. Jimmy Butler spinning to the hoop, getting tough shots to fall. Aaron Nesmith was playing some good at the rim defense. Miles Turner as well for the other side. Or no, Naismith is with the Pacers. A lot of good at the rim defense for the Pacers, which is why the Heat only put up 87 points. Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo, a connection in Miami that's all too familiar. Bam Adebayo was playing with some power out there. He was playing with some passion. I liked it. 20 points for Jimmy Butler, though, 50% from the field. You get a 22.17 rebound performance out of Bam Adebayo. Now you look at the other side, and you really have a lone good performer here with Miles Turner putting up 15 points and 13 rebounds, 67% from the three. And by the way, Tyrese Haliburton possibly had the worst game of his entire early NBA career. 33 minutes, and you're telling me this guy took 9 shots, didn't make any of them? This guy could have really turned it around for the Pacers had he have at least gotten 5 to 10 points for this team. That's all he really would have needed. There was a lot of defense being played. Miles Turner and Nesmith playing really well. Man, by the way, shout out to Aaron Nesmith, former Boston Celtic. I am so proud of with the work this guy's been able to put in for the Pacers and making them an okay team. I think it's great. But Nets, Wizards, Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving lead a well-rested Nets past the Wizards. They win by 12. They're on a roll. That's all I'm going to say. The Brooklyn Nets are on a roll. I should have put that in the title of the video. Nets play hard. They stack up wins. Kyrie Irving can attest to that in the post-game interviews. KD just getting past defense, getting to the rim, hitting some tough shots, and just winning the game for the Nets. He really helped them out here. It was a pretty good game, not a bad game here. Jordan Goodwin was knocking down some shots. Kristaps Porzingis has been playing tough all year. He's been going crazy. Very impressive what a guy at that size can do, and he's really broke the norms ever since he's been drafted into the league. Obviously there was a recession for him, but here we are. But looking at the Nets, you get 30 points out of Kevin Durant with a 50% three-point percentage. You get 24 for Kyrie with a 30% three-point percentage. So those two playing pretty well together. Looking at the Wizards side, 20 for Kyle Kuzma off of 40% three-point shooting. I like to see that Kyle Kuzma is still able to do something for this squad. 20 points for Porzingis. You get 22 off the bench for Will Barton, including 50% from the three. And Daniel Gafford, very, very efficient guy for this team. 10 points, 10 rebounds, not missing a single shot. Danny Avdija. Am I saying there should be another guy on this team that can put up 20-plus points? Actually, yes. They have Bradley Beal still sitting out. But that's what it would have took. That's what it would have took out of Danny Avdija. He didn't play bad, honestly. 33% from 3, 50% from the field. That's very passable, but he fouled 4 times, 8, 1, and 7 is the stat line. You don't really want to be that as a starter in the NBA. No one would. But, yeah, Hawks, Grizzlies, after a tough Hawks win, they just keep bouncing back and forth, 500, over 500, 500, It's just an endless oscillation here. I think, who is it? On the Grizzlies, Tyus Jones, the Jones guy, and Dylan Brooks power Memphis to a 25-point win over Atlanta. Great, yeah, it's Tyus. Great scoring, great passing for Tyus. He is exactly what the Memphis Grizzlies need out of a backup point guard. He's playing the part. They are looking like nothing can stop them. They have a 67% win percentage this year. Dylan Brooks scoring the rock. Both teams without key starters, so it was interesting to see who was going to step up for the squads, and it's clear that the Grizzlies seized the day here. Great passing for Kennedy Chandler. John Konkar hitting some shots. Santi Aldama getting to the lane and slamming it down. He was also hitting some shots. And A.J. Griffin, after a buzzer beater, he continues to go out there and make a decent amount of plays, passing the rock well. But I'm not going to lie to you. The Hawks did not play good. Not having Trae Young is a very big deal. Because, when you have Trent Forrest out there starting and playing 29 minutes and putting up 4, 4, and 3, I think in a game like this, Trae Young could have easily went out there and put up 25 to 30 points. And should I excuse the team for this loss? Not really, because there was really no one that could step up. No one could play at a decent tier for this team. So, yeah, it kind of is what it is. But, yeah, Tyus Jones really the big guy here for Grizzlies. Not literally, because he's probably one of the smallest guys in the court. He's still probably my height. He's 6 foot. I'm probably 2 inches taller than him. 22 points though, 11 assists. That's not the point I was making, but good game. Good game for Tyus Jones. Obviously, not having Trae Young has hindered the Hawks more than not having Ja for the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies have established a decent amount of depth here. Let's move on to Thunder Mavericks, though. Luka Doncic scores 38, Spencer Dinwiddie 20 as the Mavs beat the Thunder. They beat them by 7. Great scoring, great rebounding for Luka. 1 game absence, he makes a return, and he makes a lot of a difference. Great scoring for Spencer Dinwiddie. He was passing the ball, so people just kind of filled out their roles in this game, which is what you want out of a team. That's what makes good NBA teams, and I think Dallas is indeed that. SGA was getting to the rim and throwing it down. 80 combined points between Luka and SGA. They were playing their asses off. I should have talked about Shea, but I mean, he lost the game, so I can't really do much there. That's a good battle. That's probably one of the better battles we've had in a little bit. Shea Gilgeous not only scoring, but I mean, he played some good on-ball defense. He got in the. He just got in the lane, and he's just really aggressive as an offensive weapon. He just knows what he wants to do. He's coordinated. He's composed. He knows what he's doing, man. Christian Wood, tough shots for him to fall. But yeah, I mean, the Thunder, all they have right now is Shea Gilgeous just playing consistently well. 42 points off of 50% three-point shooting. I mean, it's about time to say that, the most delusional thing you could have to say is, like, he's, like, top 45. Oh, he's top 45. That'd make you look delusional. I don't know. That was a dumb point. I don't know what I'm talking about. I was just looking at his efficiency and stuff. That doesn't really matter, though. Man, Alexei Pokashevsky, all we need out of you is 5 to 10 points a game. You're capable of doing that. The man averages damn near 10 points a game. He's capable. He just goes out in 22 minutes, kind of stinks it up, gets 2 assists and 9 rebounds, doesn't make a single shot. So, like, yeah, man, like, what are they? And on a different note, though, I'm really happy that Luka is getting the help he needs. I mean, 20 points out of Tim Hardaway, 20 points and 10 assists out of Spencer Dinwiddie off that 50% three-point percentage. And, of course, the man, the myth, the legend, Luka Doncic, 38 points, 11 rebounds, shooting 30% from 3. So, yeah, I mean, maybe he shouldn't need that help to beat the Thunder, but it is what it is. Dude. The Spurs, man, I tell you what. They're doing like the exact opposite that the Grizzlies are doing, who we talked about earlier tonight. I tell you what, these Spurs are doing something right now. I mean, Keldon Johnson and the Spurs hold off Donovan Mitchell and the Cavs to win their 3rd in a row, a tank team, winning 3 games in a row. Greg Popovich showing so much passion at the game. This is why he's such a legendary coach. Showing them the defense. He's one of the best defensive masterminds in NBA history. Very hectic finish. They were able to hang on. Good stuff for the Spurs. I commend them for that. Trae Jones was hitting some tough shots. Karis LeVert was getting to the rim and making them pay. Josh Richardson hitting tough shots even from the three-point line. Keldon Johnson hit some tough shots right at the rim. Very good at the rim players. So, yeah, let's just take a look here for the Cavs. Evan Mobley, 17 points, 13 rebounds. No problem there. 28 for Donovan Mitchell off of 50% overall field goal percentage. Very impressive. And off the bench, I mean, Karis LeVert was going crazy. 23 points, and with Donovan Mitchell out, he was playing good. So he has to reciprocate that off the bench. So, yeah. Are we just going to admit it? I mean, although this guy wouldn't have had to do much for them to win the game, Lamar Stevens is just out here doing cardio. 3 rebounds in 25 minutes, not taking a single shot. Let's look at all of his stats, right? 1 turnover, not a block, not a steal. That's just... Man, 3 rebounds and a turnover in 25 minutes. Get a couple of more shots up. Hit an impactful shot at least, and you guys will win this game. But let's look at the Spurs because we got to give them credit. 21 points for Keldon Johnson and 24 off the bench for Josh Richardson. Josh Richardson, another former Celtic that I'm kind of happy to see doing well on a different team because I feel like with how good the Celtics are doing this year are, let me see, what word am I trying to say out here? We kind of have like a strict system. I don't know. I couldn't find anything better to say. Damian Lillard ties his own Trailblazers mark with 11 3-pointers, beating the Minnesota Timberwolves here tonight. He's making his own franchise records and tying them. Like, this guy is the best Trailblazer of all time. Obviously there was a debate for a while. They had Clyde Drexler, for crying out loud. But man, great 3-point shooting night. One of the best 3-point shooting nights in this franchise history through guys like Brandon Roy, who probably had great nights in between. Great scoring for Damian Lillard. Just overall played amazing, and they were able to beat the shit out of a struggling Timberwolves team, winning by 21. He was on fire, dude. 11 3-pointers. And he hit 8 in the first half. He pretty much finished the job before the second half even begun. Shaedon Sharpe kind of becoming famous for his putback one-handed dunk. That's kind of became a thing for him to do. So that's pretty dope. Very nice offense though for Shaedon Sharpe. Damian Lillard, tray after tray was just falling, getting him to go in. That's just what it is. Looking at the Timberwolves here, you get 16 points and 20 rebounds out of one of the best traditional big men in the league, Rudy Gobert. You get 23 out of D'Lo, shooting 30%. And man, Jaden McDaniels, maybe they need to trade him for somebody. He is just not the starting piece they need. I don't know what they're going to do. They really don't have anyone to replace him. You could start a guy like... Could you, though? I don't know. You could start a guy like Nathan Knight, who's been playing solid minutes, but, dude, Jalen McDaniels plays 28 minutes, gets a 2-1-1 stat line, doesn't make a single three, and shoots 25% overall field goal percentage. I think that's a problem. Like, the guy I'm not saying 20 to 25. Obviously, Cat could do that if he's back, but let's just move on. I don't really have time for this. Jeremy Grant, 24 points. It wasn't just Dame out there, guys. 50% three-point shooting from him. You get Yusuf Nurkic with 14 points and 16 rebounds off a 50% field goal percentage. Damian Lillard, 38 points. And that about wraps it up. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, guys. I gotta get some sleep. Wake up. YouTube's first. My final is extremely irrelevant tomorrow. To be honest with you, I only need like a 13% to pass, and I need an 80% for a B. So I will shoot for the B, of course. But, yeah. I watched The Watcher. We have the football to talk about. So,